Typically, jalapeno plants are very prolific, and at the end of the gardening season, you may find yourself with more peppers than you know what to do with. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 7 of our favorite ways to use up a jalapeno pepper harvest. Even though I'll be focusing primarily on jalapeno peppers, a lot of these ideas can be applied to other pepper varieties as well. So if you're drowning in serrano peppers, cayenne peppers, or banana peppers, some of these ideas may also be useful to you. First on the list are pickles. And this is by far one of our favorite things to do with jalapeno peppers because it uses up such a large quantity of pods and it also preserves them. So you can store them in the fridge where they'll last for several months, or you can water bath can them for even longer storage. It's nice to be able to grab a forkful of pickled jalapenos for your sandwiches, for burritos, or your eggs in the morning. They literally taste good on everything. And if you're looking for an easy, quick pickled jalapeno pepper recipe that uses an entire pound of peppers, head on over to our new YouTube channel, Pepper Geek Eats, where we're cooking all of our peppers up in the kitchen and sharing our favorite recipes. Next up is another favorite of ours, making hot sauce. We have some classic recipes for jalapeno hot sauce, I'll leave in the description below, that have an extended shelf life, and some other really unique recipes like our creamy jalapeno sauce that is a must-try condiment if you haven't already. Our simple jalapeno hot sauce uses a ½ pound of peppers, and our creamy jalapeno sauce uses 10 ounces, which is a pretty good harvest. And if you let your jalapeno peppers ripen to red, we also have a really tasty Fresno hot sauce recipe that you could easily substitute in with red jalapenos. If you don't have much space in your fridge or your pantry to store pickled peppers and hot sauces, you may want to consider dehydrating your peppers instead. You can use a purpose-built dehydrator for this, and you don't need anything fancy. You can also use your oven or a smoker to dehydrate any peppers that you grow in the garden. After dehydrating the peppers, just blitz them up in a spice grinder to make a homemade hot pepper powder, which you can use to spice up various recipes or give them away as gifts. We love doing this with our peppers because it really condenses the pods down, and it's the perfect way to store them long term. Just be careful if you're dehydrating anything spicy, because when you go to grind them up, the fumes will get into the air. For this reason, we usually grind up our peppers on the breezeway with the windows open. Next up is a tried and true appetizer that most people love, jalapeno poppers. And we just published a video over on Pepper Geek Eats with one of our favorite jalapeno popper recipes. The recipe uses only a few ingredients, and they're super easy to make. And the best thing about poppers is that you can stuff and prepare them and then freeze them to cook them up later. So if you're not making appetizers for a big crowd of people, just throw them in the freezer and then heat them up when the craving strikes. And I have one more recipe idea on this list because it uses an entire pound of jalapeno peppers. And that would be jalapeno pepper jelly. This is another great way to use up a large harvest of peppers and also keep them for longer term storage. The sugar content of the jelly helps to balance out the spiciness of the peppers while also helping to preserve the final product. Next up is fermentation. Fermenting is another favorite activity of ours when the gardening season comes to an end. If you're new to fermenting or you've never tried it, I highly suggest giving it a shot because it's a really great way to get some unique flavors in your recipes. You can use a ton of hot peppers and make a simple mash, and you can even incorporate some other produce from the garden like carrots and onion. I'll leave a link to our fermentation guide below. Next up is kind of a no-brainer, but most people don't realize just how well jalapeno peppers freeze. And you can freeze any variety of pepper, and you don't even need to chop them up to do so. In fact, we often just remove the stems of our peppers and then freeze them whole. You'll want to choose pods that are nice and firm and remove as much air from the bag as possible before freezing. If you have a vacuum sealer at home, this is the perfect time to put it to use. And when freezing our peppers, we like to use them within 12 months. A really quick tip for freezing, package them in smaller single-use quantities so you don't have to reseal a large bag of peppers every time you want to use them in the kitchen. And now for some honorable mentions, because there's really no reason to let your jalapeno peppers from the garden go to waste. You can check your town or surrounding towns to see if any of the food banks or kitchens in the area accept donations of homegrown produce. If you have a unique or delicious variety of jalapeno that you grew in the garden, you can save the seeds from a ripe pepper so you don't have to buy them the following year. And offloading peppers to neighbors, coworkers, friends, and family is also an option, but in our experience, it's a lot easier to give the gift of spice when it's in a more edible form, like a hot sauce, salsa, or jelly. Don't forget to check out Pepper Geek Eats, where we'll be doing all of our experimenting in the kitchen and sharing our favorite recipes going forward. And if you have a favorite recipe that you make year after year, feel free to leave it in the comments so other people can try it as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.